Hello everyone. Today we have to discuss about nanoparticles applications in nanomedicine. Okay. As we already know that nanomaterials like nanowires, carbon nanotubes, nanoparticles have already used in the various biological as well as medical applications. Okay, and the quantum size effect of the nanomaterials and their similarities in the size to natural and synthetic nanomaterials are anticipated to improve sensor sensitivity dramatically, and nanowires particularly are considered as key nanomaterials because of their electrical controllability for accurate measurement as well as chemical friendly surface for various biomedical applications. Okay, so in this lecture we have to discuss the working principle as well as fabrication of nanowires and applications of nanowires for the detections of virus, biomarkers, as well as RNA or DNA. Okay, and their advances in the performance as well as functionalities of sensor are also surveyed to highlight recent progress in this area. Okay, and these are the learning objective of today lecture. So after completing this lecture, we have to able to understand what are nanoparticles, okay, and what are their characteristics of nanoparticles, and to understand the various applications of nanoparticles, nanowires, okay, in the medicines, and to know about applications of these nanoparticles in therapeutics and diagnostics. Okay. So first of all, we need to know about the nanomedicines. Okay. So nanomedicines is a branch of medicines that particularly applied the knowledge of nanotechnology and tools of nanotechnology to the prevention as well as diagnostics as well as treatment of disease. Okay, so nanomedicine involves the use of nanoscale material, particularly 10 to 100 nanometer scale, such as biocompatible nanoparticles, nanorobots for the diagnostics, delivery of therapeutic agent, sensing or actuation purpose in a living organism. So that's why nanotechnology applied medically or in the medical field, and a new breakthrough in the medicine like advancement in biomedical research tools and levels to the experiments and study of DNA as well as its component gene and various diagnostics assay and in bone implants. So there are various fields in which we have to apply the knowledge of nanotechnology to improve the existing medicine. Okay. That's why nanomedicine is an interdisciplinary field of science. Okay, even a simple project need a contribution from physicists, engineers, material chemists, biologists, and any user such as orthopedic surgeon. Okay, that's why nanomedicine is an interdisciplinary approach, and molecular nanotechnology and molecular manufacturing are the key enabling technology, and under this technology we have to analyzing and repairing human body just as we repair any other machines, okay, by the use of nanorobots, nano machine. Okay, so there are a number of applications in the field of nanomedicines like miniaturizing surgery, tissue reconstructions, eliminating all common disease, all the medical pain and their suffering. Okay, so it is very vast area of applications of nanotechnology in the nanomedicine. Okay, so what are the drug delivery method where we can use the nanotechnology. So the systems that deliver drugs to a specific site, okay, like smart drug, nanocomposite hydrogel system, magnetic nanoparticles. Okay, so first of all, we need to know about why nano technology is so useful in the field of medicine. Okay, so that's why we already know that nanoparticle has a, size range of nanoscale. Okay, so these advances include the improvement in sensitivity or even stability and even advantage of ultra sensitivity. Okay, so there are so many advantages of use of nanoparticles. Okay, and if we talk about the nanoparticles, okay, that contribute significantly to the development of biological as well as medical biosensor in the immediate use. And why the nanoparticle are so interesting? Because nanoparticle has high surface area to volume ratio. Okay, so this is a very important or distinguished feature of nanoparticle, because when the area to volume ratio increase, as the scale decrease. Okay, so as we go down to nano scale, the surface to volume ratio increase. Okay, so the high surface to volume ratio means the most of the region of the sensing structure will be affected by the targets. Okay, so a nanostructure is ultra sensitive to the changes on its surface. Okay, so the functionalization of these nanoparticles is very easy and can be applied in the various field of nanomedicine like drug delivery. Okay, which leads to the high sensitivity of the devices using such structure. Okay, so in addition, the movement of electrons in the nanostructure is confined by the appearance of quantization effect. Okay, as we already know that the nanoparticles show the surface plasmon resonance. Okay, so this will result in the discrete energy level of the devices depending on the size of nanomaterials. Okay, which is known as quantum size effect in the physics. Okay, so both the energy of the lowest excited state of the semiconductor and volume normalized oscillator strength are increased by decreasing the scale. Okay, and the nanostructure has a high energy conversion efficiency and relatively a low thermal noise. Okay, which facilitated to sensing, even used in the biosensor as transducing agent and recording minute changes in the nanostructure. So similarity in size between nanoparticles, that is 10 to 100 nanometer, and synthetic nanostructure offer an intrinsic advantage in handling of these biomaterials. Okay, and another dominant motivating factor for applying the use of nanotechnology in the nanomedicine, like in the transducer, in the biosensor, or other biomedical biosensor. Okay, so it is very exciting field. Okay, so if we talk about the smart drug. Okay, so we know that. These smart drug delivery system enhance or increase the polymer nanoparticle better stage to their therapy design. Okay, as they are drug carrier of natural, semi-synthetic, and synthetic polymeric nature at the nano scale to micro scale range, and the polymeric particle are collectively named as sphere, nanosphere, nanocapsule. Okay, so these smart drug by the use of nanotechnology to increase the targeted drug delivery and to enhance the efficacy of drug. Okay, so that's why it is very useful and exciting field of nanotechnology in the nanomedicine. Okay, and if we talk about the nanocomposite hydrogel, so these nanocomposite hydrogel are nanomaterial that filled and hydrated and polymeric network that show higher elasticity and strength related to the traditionally hydrogel. Okay, and a range of natural as well as synthetic polymer are used to design a nanocomposite network. Okay, so, if we talk about the some more detail of nanogel or hydrogel, so hydrogel mimic the tissue environment because of their hydrophilic as well as porous structure. And hydrogel are widely investigated in biomedical and biotechnological field. However, due to the poor mechanical properties and limited function, their further applications are restricted. In order to tackle these problems, an emerging approach is focused on the development of nanocomposite hydrogen and numerous nanoparticles, including carbon-based nanoparticles, silica nanoparticles, polymeric nanoparticles, metal-based nanoparticles, have been incorporated into hydrogel. Okay, and the combination of the two different materials result in a hybrid material with a synergistic potential for of both components. And nanocomposite hydrogel are designed to possess superior physiochemical as well as biochemical and biological properties, and therefore they are rapidly developing new materials which have predominant applications in biological and material sciences. And okay, so there are very exciting applications of nanocomposite hydrogel is there. Okay, and if we talk about the magnetic nanoparticles, so the magnetic nanoparticles have attracted attention in modern medicine and pharmacology, and due to their potential usefulness as a contrast agent for MRI, okay, which is diagnostic technique, as a colloidal mediator for cancer, magnetic hypothermia treatment, or as active constituents of drug delivery platform. Okay, so, magnetic nanoparticles have shown promising agent in a number of biomedical applications. Okay, not only one. Like magnetic hypothermia, these nanoparticles can be used, and magnetic nanoparticle can be used to enhancing magnetic resonance imaging data, and magnetic nanoparticles can be used in the supplementing tissue engineering efforts. And magnetic nanoparticles also can be used for the improving the drug delivery too difficult to reach micro environment. Okay, so these magnetic nanoparticles also very useful for the treatment of arthritis. Okay, and magnetic nanobits or nanoparticle cluster composed of oxide supramagnetic nanoparticles. Okay, like magnemite, magnetite, hold much potential for wastewater treatment, even because they show excellent biocompatibility, which concerning the environmental impact of the material is an advantage compared to the conventional therapy. Okay, so that's why it is very much useful. Okay, and if we talk about the smart drug, so as you seen in this slide, these are the smart drug. Okay, which has antibody as well as toxins. Okay, so antibodies bind to the target cells, because they can identify their molecular target. Okay, so it guide the deliver these toxins to the target area. Okay, so these composite immunotoxins, antibody and toxins composite can be used for the target drug delivery. Okay, you have to see that these antibody bind to the target cell. Okay, and it can destroy on the toxins attached to these antibodies can be destroy these cells. Okay, so these are the immunotoxins enter the cell by endocytosis, and toxins destroy the cell. Okay, so these are the example of smart drug. Okay, So that's why the smart drug delivery system have been successfully made by the advances in polymer sciences in the bio nanotechnology field. And recently, these advances have been found in various medical applications for nanoscale structure in smart drug delivery. Okay, so there are a number of smart drug even we have to discuss in the previous lecture. So the smart drug delivery system should possess some important feature such as pre-scheduled rate and self-control target, predetermined time, and monitor the delivery. And the smart drug delivery system enhances the polymer nanoparticles better stage to their therapy design. Okay, so they are drug carrier of natural semi-synthetic and and the synthetic polymeric nature at the nanoscale to the microscale range, and the polymeric particles are collectively named as sphere and capsule. And the most of the polymeric nanoparticle with surfactant offer stability of various form of active drug and have useful to smart release properties and enhance the kinetics, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics of the drug. And these are the numerous biological applications which we have to discuss at the nano scale level. Okay, so why we focus on that? Because they are nano scale size, and they are target specific, and they are controlled, and they enhance the biocompatibility of the drug, particularly hydrophobic drug. Okay, so due to the nanoparticles size, the drug have been targeted into the various applications such as various cancer targeting has been applied by the use of smart drug. Okay, so sometimes it is very useful. So that's why the nanocomposite hydrogen system have a thermotherapeutic process that release drug that are encapsulated on heating. Okay, so that's why the temperature control profile, okay, which regulate the drug release. And for example, the gold shells nanoparticles can be used as a nanocomposite hydrogel system, and ideal wavelength of the light are infrared, that is 800 to 1200 nanometer in range. Okay, so that's this principle can be exploited in the treatment of cancer and hypothermia treatment of cancer. Okay, so if you talk about the how the magnetic nanoparticle drug are more effective. Okay, so you have to see that this is the target tissue. Okay, and this is a magnet. Okay, so due to the magnet, this magnetic particle or nanoparticle accumulate in this area particularly. Okay, due to the magnet. Okay, so that's why it enhance the efficacy of the drug. Okay, generally you have to see that normal in case of normal drug or conventional drug, the drug can be eliminated from the body within certain due to the less half life within certain span of time. But when we use the magnetic nanoparticle, okay, so the drug attainability increase, okay, at the site of action. Okay, so this kind of nanoparticles can be used for the carry drug to the malignant site with magnetic field and release the drug by enzymatic activity there. Okay, and these nanoparticles also used in the cancer and virus detection. Okay, like carbon nanotubes. Okay, so the carbon nanotubes are covered with monoclonal antibodies. We already discussed that there are two kinds of carbon nanotube is there. Okay, the single walled carbon nanotube, double walled carbon nanotube. Okay, so these carbon nanotubes are recognized as promising nanomaterials for technological advancement. However, the stigma of structural similarity with asbestos fiber has shown down progress of carbon nanotubes in nanomedicine. Okay, even it is prompted through studies that functionalized carbon nanotube. Okay, functionalized means when the carbon nanotube loaded with a certain drug or therapeutic agent behave in very different way. and safer manner. Okay, so that's why the functionalized carbon nanotubes are important for the protein interaction, formation of protein, okay, and modulation of immune response, and the emerging of consensus on the desirable functionalized carbon nanotube properties to achieve immunological neutrality, and even biodegradation shows great promise for carbon nanotube adoption in the medicine. Okay, that's why it is very useful. Okay, so and another nanomaterials, silicon nanowires. Okay, it is also very useful uh, and can be used in the similar ways as nanotubes. Okay, and the antibodies also attached to nanowires, and the current change also has been observed while loaded with antibodies, and silicon nanowire can be applied to the cancer cell and virus detection and biomarker detection, DNA and RNA based detection. Okay, so there are so many applications of these nanomaterials. Okay, and even gold nanoparticles and gold nanodots also can be used in the cancer as well as virus detection. Okay, so these are the very diverse applications of nanomaterials. Okay, and antibodies attached to these nanoparticles. Okay, and nanoparticles antibody bind to the cancer cells and used for the targeted drug delivery of the cancer therapeutic agent, and colors reflected when light hits particles. Okay, so that's why it can be used for the diagnostics or enhance contrast in the MRI or CAT scan. Okay, so these are the various applications of nanoparticles. Okay, so that's why the nanoparticles antibodies bind to the cancer cells, and the properties of these nanoparticles depend on the shape, size of the nanoparticles. Okay, and in the various imaging techniques like X-rays, MRI, fluoroscopy, CAT scans, these nanoparticles can be used to enhance contrast, okay, and to enhance the visibility of the target cells or the target tissues. Okay, so if we talk about the conventional techniques and limitations of conventional or traditional techniques. Okay, so so in these techniques the target cells or target cancer cells is difficult to track. Okay, and by the use of nanotechnology we can use or track the cancer cells or tumor cells by the use of gold nanoparticles, by the use of gold nanowires, by the use of gold nanodots, okay, silicon nanowires. Okay, so these are the various applications to enhance the current diagnostic techniques and imaging techniques like molecular tracking. Okay, so in the molecular tracking we have to use quantum dots as a labels, and quantum dots that attach to the molecules before injection for the target delivery of therapeutic agent. Okay, so even in fluoroscopy we can also use to track movement, okay, and colors from dots seen and imaged. Okay, so ultimately we have to enhance the imaging. Okay, we have to enhance the imaging. Okay, so the some of the other imaging applications are tracking blood flow. Okay, so for this we have to tag protein of cells with the gold nanoparticles and view process of angiogenesis that important for the cancer detection and imaging, and even for the imaging of various types of cancer we have to inject gold nanoparticles and localization around tumor. Okay, because these nanoparticles localize around the tumors or cancer cells, and during the CT scan we can easily identify the cancerous cells. Okay, And there are various possible concern, like there is negative biological side effects. Sometimes we have to observe like toxicity of quantum nanorobots, and effects on living organisms were not well known. Okay, so the toxicological studies are limited. Okay, and the gold nanoparticles are safer as compared to the other. Okay, because they are the biological inert and will not interact with the other chemicals. Okay, so that's why it is very useful for the biomedical applications. And cell repair machines is also there, where we can use medical nanorobots and molecular technology and artificial intelligence. Okay, and these medical nanorobots will change medicine as its foundation, and a system including nanocomputers and molecular scale sensor and tools that programmed to repair damaged cells and tissue. Okay, and we have to plan the delivery of adrenaline, okay, as per the programmed software. So a fundamental breakthrough, these machines will free medicine from the reliance of the self repair as the only path to healing. And there are selective destruction, for example cancerous cell, and recognize and destroy specific kind of cells, okay, by the use of these cell repair machines. And nature's own cell repair machines are limited in their ability. Okay, and there are various characteristic feature, size. Okay, so we already know that the micron scale robot with nanoscale parts would be form in the range of 1 to 100 nanometer. The actual machine would be 0.5 to 3 micron in size. Okay, so these nanomachines are very small. And biocompatibility, so passive diamond coating because of inert nature, not attacked by the immune system. Okay, so that's why we enhance the biocompatibility of these nanomachine. And powering, so metabolizing local glucose and oxygen for energy. Okay, and clinical environment acoustic energy, they can be used. And communication, so broadcast acoustic type message and a device similar to an ultrasound probe. And in this device the sensor could be used, and internal communication network can be established. Okay, and the navigation property is also there. So a navigational network with station keeping navigational elements, providing high positional accuracy. And accurate position could be reported to the physician using the internal communication network. Okay, so these machines can be used for the various applications like drug delivery. Okay, so for the target drug delivery that enable the use of lower dose of a medicine as compared to the conventional, okay, dose. And the side effect may be minimized because the dose already reduced, and stronger medicine could be used. And trigger based will release medicine when needed, for example insulin delivery. Okay, and for the correcting genetic disorder sometimes also can be used. Okay, and comparing the strengths of nucleotides segment by the use of cell repairing machine. Okay, and the changing the nucleotide within the DNA so that it matches a correct pattern. Okay, so in that way the it may be used for correcting genetic disorder. And establishing health. So state of health also being established by the use of these nanomachine. So it can recognize the differences between the healthy tissue and the disease tissue and rectify those differences. Okay, and it can also uh, correlate with the immune system, as we know that the body immune system is limited in its capability. And immune machines medical nanomachine which could be programmed to respond to anything encountered by the world of medicine. And disease of aging, damaged molecular machinery and misarranged structure and low enzymes. Okay, So it can also maybe treat for the aging in the coming future. So if although there are certain limits and feasibility of cell repair machines, okay, so the developing cell repair machines require great efforts, knowledge and skill, and tremendous development in the artificial intelligence is already achieved, and an exact answer can be given to the question when will cell repair machine be available or not, and there are lots of information through obliteration of structure impose the most important fundamental limits to the repair of tissues, and cell repair machine destroy a cancer cell. It can be demonstrated. And another nano materials used in the nanomedicine is a respirocyte. Okay, so Respirocyte proposed nanorobot, artificially RBC, of the order of 1 micron, spherical nanorobots made of 18 billion atoms, and a pressure tank which can be pumped up to 9 billion oxygen and carbon dioxide molecules. Okay, that's why its pressure sensor release oxygen or carbon dioxide. Okay, and the bottom line is that mimic the action of hemoglobin filled RBC and can deliver 236 times more oxygen per unit volume than a natural RBC. Okay, so it can be useful in the treatment of anemia and transfusion and perfusion and fetal and child related disorder. Okay. Okay, so if we talk about the ongoing research, so making tiny plastic particle to deliver life-saving medicine. Okay, so many medications such as therapeutic DNA, insulin, human growth hormone must enter the body through painful injection. But a John Hopkins researcher is saying to deliver the same treatment without the sitting. Okay, so Justin Hans and professor at the Department of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering want to pack the drug into the microscopic plastic sphere, which can be inhaled. Okay, so it is new type of porous polymer particles capable of releasing drug in an environment resembling the deep lungs. Okay, and DNA nanotechnology also can be used like for the self-assembly of metallic nanoparticles by DNA scaffolding. Okay, so this NSF funded project is done with the objective of this exciting multidisciplinary approach that use a two-dimensional DNA crystal as a scaffolding agent for the self-assembly of array of metallic nanoparticles for the development of new electronic devices. Okay, and if we talk about the chemical imaging, so optical nanosensor for real-time chemical imaging of cellular membrane and intercellular processes. These sensor will monitor pH changes, calcium ion concentration, magnesium, sodium, potassium, chloride, and oxygen concentration within the cell. Okay, and nanorobots, as we discussed, that these are the self-replicating nanorobots and a threat to the existence of human beings. Okay, so that's why there are limiting applications of nanorobots is there. Okay, and if we talk about the biomedical applications of nanowire sensor, so these nanowires can be used for the detection of virus. Okay, so as we know that virus are the most common cause of human disease. Okay, and there is increasing concern about their capacity to be utilized as a biological weapon. Okay, even the ability to detect virus is more effectively will lead to improved health and increased security. Okay, And if we talk about the current situation, the silicon nanowires used uh, for the diagnosis of many dangerous viruses like dengue virus, influenza A, H3N2 virus, H1N1 virus, HIV virus. Okay, so that's why it is possible to detect two distinct viruses at the single virus level. Okay, and antibodies specific to the target virus are selected and attached to the nanovirus sensor surface. Okay, that followed by the fabrication of the nanovirus devices. So during the detection, the target virus captured by the antibodies affect the conductivity of the nanovirus. Okay, so there are various applications of nanovirus for the detection of virus. Okay, and these another applications of nanowires are biomarker detection. Okay, so if we talk about the biomarker detection, so recent proteomics and genomics research has revealed many new biomarkers. Okay, that have great potential for use in the disease diagnostics. Okay, so the heterogeneity of complicated disease such as cancer prohibits the single marker test from providing adequate diagnosis result and require the increased need for multiple biomarkers. Okay, because there are various types of even cancer is there, and each cancer has a specific biomarker. So the detection of multiple biomarker related to the disease stage is particularly important in the detection of and treatment of various types of cancer. Okay, so the silicon nanowire sensor was applied to the detection of protein in the solution. Okay, and many sensing platform based on nanowires uh, are there to detect multiple disease marker proteins. Okay, and another applications of nanowires are in DNA and RNA detection. Okay, so in the DNA and RNA detection, nanowire sensors are capable, and these can be used for the detecting specific sequence of DNA. And complementary single-stranded sequence of uh, PNAs are employed as a receptor for DNA on silicon nanowire surface, and the silicon nanowire sensor was show the ability to detect DNA at the 10 femtomolar level, okay, at very low concentration, which is better than the quartz crystal microvalence, because you know that nanoparticles has a property surface plasmon resonance, and nanoparticle enhances surface plasmon resonance for the DNA detection. Okay, and it can be used in the drug discovery and electrophysiological applications. Okay, so in that field, the detection of various biomolecules, nanowire-based biosensor have the potential to benefit drug discovery and fundamental life sciences studies. Even specific types of drug can be mobilized to the nanowires as a drug nanocarrier to treat multiple drug resistance cancer cell, and the nanowires are delivered like doxorubicin, which is cancer chemotherapy agent used widely in the treatment of cancer. Okay, so without nanovirus, it has been observed that doxorubicin molecules can only diffuse in the intact cell membrane, which result in their rapid removal from drug-resistant cancer cell, and the difficulty in the accumulation of doxorubicin molecule in the cell nuclei. So with the limited number of doxorubicin molecule in the cell nuclei, so the therapeutic efficiency is decreased. However, the toxicity increase. If nanowire doxorubicin complex introduce the cytoplasm via endocytosis, the nanowire doxorubicin complex loaded inside can be released more efficiently and improve the therapeutic performance of the drug. Okay, so that's why it is very promising applications of nanotechnology in the nanomedicines. Okay, so there are a number of types of nanoparticles, including nanowires, okay, nanotubes, okay, used in the therapeutics and diagnostics of various diseases. Okay, So, if we talk about the recent advances in the nanowire biosensor, so there are various uh, other importance of these biosensor, like reusability is there, and overcoming DUI length limitations, and in enhance stability or long-term stability, and self-powering and energy harvesting. Okay, so these are the some importance or significance of use of nanowires in the biosensor. Okay, and these are the references which we use to prepare the content. Now you have to attempt a quiz. Okay, so the first question is nano medicines used in the biosensor can be nanoparticles, nanotubes, nanowires. Okay, so the answer is D. All the nanomaterials can be used in the biosensor. And nanobiotechnology hold great promise for advances futuristic applications such as molecular imaging of angiogenesis, cellular imaging, and artificial molecular receptor. Okay, so answer is all of them. Next question is designed to be active only on certain local stimuli. These supersede their conventional counterparts in precision and delivery rate. So, in case of heart and vascular disease, they achieve all the more importance due to nature of sensitivity required as well as inaccessibility by conventional means. Okay, so these are the nanotubes, nanowires, nanoparticles, or smart drug. Okay, so definitely it will be smart drug. Okay, and next question is electromechanical devices. Okay, would perform computation, sense their local environment, measure, analyze target locations. These include robot can go to inaccessible area in the body and perform complicated user-directed functions such as diagnosis of disease at early stage and targeted drug delivery. Okay, so these are quantum dots, nanotubes, nanowires. Okay, because obviously if if these are the mechanical device, so definitely it would be nano robotics. And in artificial red cell still in research phase, this device would have uses such as blood substitution, detecting oxygen content in the blood using biosensor. Okay, so it would be field effect transistor, nanotubes, nanowires, respirocytes. Okay, so artificial red cell is respirocyte, and nanomaterial used in the nanobiosensor, nanoparticles, nanotubes, nanowires. So definitely, these all can be used as a transducing agent in the nanobiosensor. And nanosize vesicle of spherical shape that can be produced from natural phospholipid and cholesterol. These would be nanoparticles, nanotubes, nanowires. Okay, so obviously, if it would be synthesized from the phospholipid and cholesterol, so definitely it would be liposomes. And self-assembled supramolecular structure consisting of amphiphilic macromolecules are okay. So definitely it would be mycelium. So, what are the benefits of nanoparticles mediated drug delivery? So, it improving the therapeutic value of molecules, improve survival rate, and achieve targeted drug delivery. Okay, so obviously all are the correct options. So, this device are using nanomaterials for diagnosis of asthma. Okay, so obviously breath analyzer devices. Okay, so thank you everyone.